So, hi, Julie here with Mitchell Grove, and today we have Annmarie in to talk about her wedding.
Hi, Julie.
Hello, thank you for coming in, and you're phoning this one in.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. It's nice to be able to chat with you today. I'm excited.
Aw, thank you. So, I thought we'd get right to it. And so the
Yeah.
first question is, what made you want to DIY your wedding?
Well, at the beginning, it was just kind of a mixture of, we anticipated that it might be a lower cost, but it was more about the personalizing the day and making the experience just really represent who David and I are. And, you know, we just wanted it to be about us.
Mm-hmm.
And we wanted to be able to really dive into that part of things. So,
Yeah,
you know,
I
um,
do.
yeah, it was just really nice to, find a wonderful place, Mitchell Grove, where we could make it a really unique, beautiful day.
Oh, and I wanted to talk about like what made it DIY because you had great vendors, right? Like just because it's
Yeah,
DIY, it doesn't mean no vendors.
right. Yes, I definitely had vendors for, all the big things. Um, and there was just a lot in the minor details that, little things came up here and there, and we were just like, ooh, we want to do this way, and we want to do that way, and it was really nice to be able to add our touch, and that was a big part of, me finding our vendors,
Mm-hmm.
was just making sure that everyone was on the same page with us. We wanted to work with people that um, thought it was really cool, that we wanted it to be really personalized,
Mm-hmm.
and wanted to work with what our vision was.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so
Yeah, because I would say
that was
yours.
nice.
I would say yours was more like collaborative.
More collaborative.
Uh huh.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so Perkins, our coordinator, she was really wonderful, and it was all about, what do you want? I'm going to be here to execute it all the day of, but what is this going to look like for you? What time do you want this to start? How much time do you want for this part? And that was really important to me.
Mm-hmm.
So it was nice. Yeah.
Oh, I know. I loved your tents.
Oh,
Oh,
I
those
know. Wayward
tents.
Glamping. Shout out to Wayward Glamping. Um,
Oh yeah, because they were
Emily,
great. Oh my god.
yeah, Emily and her husband did an amazing job setting those up, and I just, it was definitely a little pricey when we had already kind of passed our budget because, that's what happens when you plan a wedding.
Sometimes, yes,
um,
yes.
but, it just, I think it was like the icing on the cake, really, having those
Mm-hmm.
tents and having that comfortable space for people to be able to go hang out in. And I think they were full the whole time. I mean, even
Mm-hmm.
our sleeping tent, mine and David's, we were, me and friends were hanging out in there before the end of the night, and it was just nice to have that cozy aspect. I love the cozy, and people being comfortable is
Mm-hmm.
really important to me.
Aw.
And yeah.
Yeah. Hey, so what advice would you give other couples?
What advice? I did make some bullet points for advice. um, Start early. Um, I think we started planning in November, and we got married in August.
Mm-hmm.
And even those last few weeks, there was all these little things to do. So, you know, I would say kind of taking care of the big things first, making a list of all the vendors that you think you'll need, kind of looking into what type of wedding you want and looking at the vendors. And I knew, we wanted a a good photographer. We wanted good food. We wanted a DJ. And obviously looking into you guys, Mitchell Grove. That was, once we saw your place, that was awesome. And we were like, okay. But, just making sure that you nail down the big things first, and then all the little details will kind of come together.
Mm-hmm.
So I think by January I had booked most things. I had booked the venue, the photographer, the DJ, the flowers. The coordinator was a little bit last minute. Thank goodness Jetso was available. But yeah, it was, once I had all that, I remember how that felt for me to kind of check that off the list. Like, okay, I've got all the people that are going to do all the big things.
Mm-hmm.
And now I can work on what my vision of the day is. And let's see, just also knowing that your ideas, they might flow and they might change as time goes on. So, giving yourself some space to kind of work with your ideas and be flexible with, things if they might not work out, or if something might be expensive, trying to problem solve that a little bit and give yourself some time for that. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Oh, and one of the most important things that we, really stayed true to was the fact that the day was about us. And, it wasn't about any of our parents. It wasn't about anyone else that was going to be there. I mean, it was important to us to have our family there, of course, but it was our day, and that was what we wanted the day to represent. Mm-hmm. I talk to friends sometimes, and they're trying to figure out, I need to have the dinner tables be like this, or I need to have the decor be like this because so-and-so's coming and they need to be impressed, or this person needs to, they'll be more comfortable if we have it arranged this way. And, I'm just like, oh, but it's not about that person. This is your wedding, So just definitely stay true to yourself, and, family may challenge that at times, and you just work through it. I know we definitely had to work through some moments, but, when the day comes, it's beautiful and everyone's happy. So
it's so nice of you to bring that up.
Yeah.
Because I think that's true. I think that can happen.
Yeah.
And it really complicates everything.
Yes.
It can really complicate. I mean, it's just because it's hard enough already, and then you have so-and-so needs this and so needs that, and it's like, oh man. Yeah, sometimes I feel for people sometimes, and I think it's harder because some people, like the money piece, like, did you pay for the wedding yourself?
No, we are super grateful that my parents paid for the majority of it, and David's parents contributed a bit as well.
Well, that's really nice, because it gets even harder when there's, when someone's paying,
Yeah. So it's like, you can have this money, but I want you to do this thing. It's like, okay, that's not really.
Right. But I mean, that happens. It's hard,
It does happen.
Oh, man. Yeah. Gosh, it's so nice of you to talk about this, because it can be a thing. And I think people take care of it different ways, Sometimes people don't care so much, or like whatever. And some people are like, no, this really is our day. Yeah. It's funny. My wedding was very much like that too. I had, and it was funny. Well, it was, the people that weren't paying were the ones that wanted to dictate everything. So it was easier.
That was funny.
Yeah, that made it easier. I'm thinking back way,
Yeah.
But oh my gosh.
Wasn't that long ago?
Oh well, no. I mean, actually, it wasn't. It's like, I think 15 years ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
So, but anywho, and so my other question was, I didn't know if you had any like vendor shout outs. I think we've already had two.
Yeah, definitely. You know, you and Will. I'll put that one at the top of the list.
Oh, thank you.
You know, it was just we heard about Mitchell Grove. I think it was word of mouth. Somebody I worked with got married on your property, and we had heard that it was less expensive and you got more time there. And so we're like, well, that kind of sounds like our idea of what we want. So, you know, it was really nice to be able to come out to your place multiple times and just kind of be able to spend time and walk around and kind of create our vision of what we wanted. And you guys were so generous with the cider. You know, Will did say, he's like, that's why you keep coming back. You want my cider. And I was like, no, I really do enjoy your company as well.
No, it's fun. You know, we like, you know, we're DIYers too. And so we know, like, we really are, we know. We're like, okay, if you're going to do it, you're going to need more time.
Yeah, you know, that was really nice, and just to kind of talk through stuff with you and be like, what do you think about this, or has anyone ever done that, and just, you know, get your ideas too. And you know, it was just so cool. David and I are really outdoorsy people, and so just having that outdoor feel to it, and then being able to go down into your forest where Will spent time weed whacking a pathway for us to the tree, and you know, we got to go take our pictures and say our vows privately down there, and that was just such a beautiful, special thing to us. And so, you know, it was really nice. You guys are both very kind and flexible, and we really appreciated that.
Oh, yeah, we work really hard to, you know, not dictate anything.
Yeah.
You know, we want people, I mean, we don't mind sharing information like how to make it easier and faster, you know, like, you know, with the chairs, use the carts, pile up the chairs on the carts. It's easier.
Yeah.
You know, rather than carrying 2 by 2, you know, or like, but yeah, no,
definitely.
we do try to, because we like all the creativity. You know, we don't have any, it's kind of nice, we don't have any kind of thing that we have to have a certain, we like seeing what people do. It's been really, it keeps things fresh.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, people come and it's completely different. Each one's completely different. You know, I mean, you have some of the elements. You got some trees. You got an orchard. You know.
Yeah, there's so many different spots you can do different things with, and so you know, I think that was super fun to really piece that together.
Yeah. And thanks for talking about money. That really helps people. Like, you know, how much did it cost roughly?
Well, it was quite a bit more than what our budget was.
Okay.
I think that we probably spent a total of $25,000.
Okay.
And I will give that as an average. I don't have an exact number. You know, I think at the very beginning we had the idea of like 10 to 15,000 at the very most, you know, and that was feeling like a lot, because that is a lot of money.
It is.
And, you know, as you go and you book your vendors, and, you know, and
it's hard. You have things you want. You have things you want. What do you do? What do you do?
And then you want the glamping tents, and you want...
I know, and they were neat. Weren't they neat, though? They were neat.
Yeah.
God, they were
so
neat.
Cool, you know.
Oh, man.
It was very much worth it. You know, and so things definitely add up, and all, you know, I can even dive into all the little things that we got that were really unique that, you know, add up. And it just, at the bar, my mom had little cups personalized that had, you know, an image and a little saying on them, and personalized napkins. We built a lot of stuff that didn't really cost much. You know, we tried to do like the let's see, the table number board. My dad built that big, huge easel, and I, scrapped together the table numbers with all the names on them and pinned them up on that. And I think my dad found some wood rounds in one of your
yes. Yeah. The container down there. Yeah, the lending closet.
And he refurbished those, so that was cool for the center of the tables. We used a lot of old like vintage napkins that were my grandmother's, so it was cool to have a lot of her things because she passed away about 9 months before the wedding. So
that's a beautiful touch. I didn't even know that. That's a beautiful touch.
Yeah, so we definitely wanted some of her things around. She had a lot of napkins. I don't know why, but we used them all. And, we used some of her lace for our table and just different little things, the vases that we had on the hors d'oeuvre tables, stuff like that. So, that kind of stuff was free, but that was, kind of tied into the more personal touch that we wanted. But back to the cost, our big thing, and I'm very fortunate to have a family that supported this, was just, it's a big day, and we only plan on it happening once, and so, we wanted it to be quality, and we wanted people to be working with us that were quality, and I just feel like, it turned out really well. I mentioned Gatso Perkins. She's a wonderful coordinator. Highly recommend her. She jumped on board last minute thanks to, I think you helped me out with finding her. And, she was just extremely organized, really great communication. She was flexible with how we wanted the day to be, which was really wonderful. Let's see, Evan Wisheroff was our photographer, and he was super fun to work with. I really, we met before the wedding, we got a beer, and we talked about, he just wanted to know all about us. He wanted to make it personal. He didn't just want to be some random guy at the wedding, like snapping photos of people. So, he was there, he was in the mix, he was getting to know people, and he took really wonderful pictures. So that was really cool.
No. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, is there anything you would do differently?
Sorry, say that again?
Is there anything you would do differently?
I would say, I'm not going to call out any names, but I'm going to say make sure that your caterer is only catering your wedding that day. Other than that, let me think. I don't know. I feel like it went really well. Okay. Yeah, I heard that I took a little bit too long to come down the aisle. Maybe they're sweating, and people were like, "Where is she?" So, Oh, and you know what? I never took a photo with my mom. Oh. And I never took a photo with my dad. And, we did the family photos, but I don't have a picture that is just of me with either of them. Okay. And it's something that I really regret, and I think we're just all really, having a good time, and everyone was just in the moment, and it's something that we didn't do for some reason. That's a big regret, but I don't like to have regrets, so it's just... No, I understand. That's what it is. I have memories. Hey, do you still have your dress? Yes. Do they still have their outfits? Yes. Maybe you should come by and go down to the forest and take some pictures. Yeah. makeup again.
Oh yeah, that's a lot, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I forget the whole thing. It's a thing getting ready, right? It's not like put your dress on and you're done.
Yeah. I mean, we can pretend.
Well,
I'll see what they think about it.
okay. Yeah, just see what they, anywho.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
I don't really have many regrets, I think.
So you do it again. You do it again.
Yeah. We always talk about how it was just the best day of our life. And you know what? Something that I really want to point out that you guys allow was for us to kind of have the day before to bring stuff in and the day after to get stuff out of there. That was really important. And just having our friends be able to stay there was so cool.
Mm-hmm.
That was on our checklist of must-haves for our wedding, was for people to be able to enjoy themselves, for us to be able to spend the whole evening with them. And a lot of people camped, and it was so fun.
It was. I liked how you had the sheep by your tent.
Oh my goodness, yes, the sheep. I thought that was going to be a really cute and fun idea to have the sheep penned up next to where everyone was sleeping. And it was cute that evening, but not in the morning when they were hungry.
And they were they're very impolite in the morning.
Yeah. I love your farm animals, Julie, but
No, I know. It was ill advised on that one.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was funny. But yeah.
And I have to point out one more shout out that I didn't mention that I want to is Devin from Moonstone and Bloom, who did our flowers.
Okay.
She just did a wonderful job, and I chose her because she grows all of her own flowers. And
yeah, that's amazing.
Dahlias are my favorites, and that is kind of the majority. I mean, she grows a lot of different types of flowers, but dahlias,
they're beautiful.
And I just wanted really colorful bouquets and colorful flower arrangements, and she did a really, really wonderful job. And I was so sad the next day when we had all of these flowers, and people were like, "Oh, we gotta throw them out," and I was like, "Oh, heck no, we're not throwing those out. I'm taking them all home, and people need to take the flowers. They were brand new."
Yes, they were so beautiful. Yeah,
and she's local, and I just really, I really think it's cool what she's doing. So.
Aww, well, yeah, I'm glad you liked the timeline. That developed with people. The couples helped us with that. Because in the beginning, people, we just want it for a day. And so we would do that. And then we would see oh, gosh, brutal. Are you sure you want it for a day? Brutal. You're going to set up, party on, and leave at 10? Oh, that does not sound fun. Oh, no, And then we started giving the the day before and the day after, and that's better, and that was better. But then we saw, oh no, people are running around Friday trying to get all the stuff. Yeah. Right? So that's hard too. So that's why we let the vendors come on Thursday typically, the vendors drop off and if people tell us, then we can put it where they need it, where it's going to be used. So that helps too. So then when they come, everything's right where it needs to be. Yeah. And then leaving stuff. So, you come, you clean up, you leave it all. And you can leave it anywhere. They'll come get it, and on Monday. So that's how. But yeah, that developed, and I'm so glad. But we learned just by watching, because we're here too, helping out. Yeah. We see, we get it. We're like, ooh, wait. So it's kind of developed where you can have the party.
Yeah, and that was really, really nice to have that time. It makes the world of difference because I've heard where people have, their family members cleaning dishes at 11 o'clock at night.
Yes, I've seen it. I've seen it.
And oh gosh, I can't imagine.
No, it's a lot. 150 or whatever, or 110 or whatever. All those dishes. Oh my gosh.
So you know, it went really well, and we were really happy about it. We talked about it all the time. So, you
Aw.
know.
Yeah, sorry. I've got I'm on the phone and I've got a call waiting, so hopefully it doesn't beep again. Uh-oh.
Oh,
There it
okay.
is. That's the beep. It's like, oh no, in the middle of an interview. Ah.
That's okay.
Yes.
We'll get through it.
Yes. Well, thanks for, calling in and, sharing your experience, for other couples.
Yeah, of course, and, thank you so much for everything, that you guys did on your end to make it all work out, and yeah, it was a beautiful home and a beautiful property, and I'm sure that anyone else who gets married there will be super happy about it. So.
Yeah. It is pretty. It's pretty here. I know I keep taking pictures. I do the best I can, and still people are like, oh, your pictures don't do it justice. I'm like, oh man, I don't know what I do. I do drone shots, But the nice part is people aren't, usually disappointed,
No, yeah, yeah, they could be.
Yeah, that would be awful. Like sometimes it's better to be a little like come and see how beautiful it is, not like I overdid it with the pictures.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's not as nice as the pictures. Like, so I guess it's a better problem to have.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, all right. Well, I guess we'll just we're gonna sign off on this part.
Okay, that sounds good.
So here we go. Just gonna see. Here we go. All right. Well, thanks everyone for joining us.
Thanks.